Hey Faraday, the young lady who calls herself the second Yadagarasu. The piece of cloth that she conjured up has taken me back to many years ago. 7 years earlier. Oh! Judge! Yo, do I get to see courtroom bells in this game? Yeah, that's right. I did it. I killed the guy. But it was the great thief Yadagarasu that told me to do it. I asked the defendant, just what exactly are you trying to say? Don't you get it? And what the fuck? Is that Gumshoe? That Yadagarasu's the man standing over there at the prosecutor's bench. Are you saying that I'm the Yadagarasu? Don't you dare deny it. You told me to kill him when you snuck into the embassy. You're claiming that Miss Faraday is the Yadagarasu? That's exactly that. Miss Rayleigh, I think you've heard about it. Your Honor, please listen to me. I'm telling you the truth. You've got to believe me. Yo, I gotta see some courtroom there. Cool. Yo, I gotta see Judge. According with the defendant's accusations, a new prosecutor shall be called to replace Mr. Faraday. This court will be in recess until the new prosecutor is ready. Yeah, I get to see that shit. Oh my god, never let's see that crap again. In this game, at least. Yo, we get to see the fucking lounge at the other perspective. It's young Edgeworth, the smug one. Well, he's still smug, but the naive one, I guess. It's almost time for me to enter the courtroom. Let's make him a little bit young. And so, it is my first assignment as a prosecutor would be. As a replacement for a prosecutor who has been accused by the defendant. Edgeworth. Up, sir. It's my karma. Have you read over all the documents regarding this trial? Yes, sir. I've memorized everything there is to know. Very good. The paperwork for the prosecutor's substitution is just about complete. Edgeworth, always bear in mind that as your mentor, I, Manfred von Karma, will accept nothing short of perfection. I understand, sir. To have the chance to stand in court at such an early stage in my career. I am honored and proud. As I have watched you over your studies, I am giving you this very rare chance. Prove yourself. Crush the defendant's pathetic lies into oblivion. Yes, sir. Von Karma. Not such a legendary prosecutor is watching. No, it's the young one. That such a legendary prosecutor is watching over and judging my performance. I have to be perfect in every way. God. Yeah, young Edgeworth hits different. Hey. Yo, we get to see the other judges. They all look the goddamn same, right? But aren't these great? Daddy made all of these.
Awesome. You didn't just get fired right after you made them.
Yeah, I did. I spent the same amount of money on this model as it cost to building the real thing. And my boss wasn't very happy with me.
Hey, Daddy, did you say you built a secret mechanism inside of it?
I'll tell you about it someday when you're older. A secret mechanism. A secret mechanism. May be installed as a payback for getting fired. It could be trouble. How I'm curious. Alright, what the hell should we do? I guess we should go to the courtroom, eh? The trial will resume shortly. Please wait a moment, sir. I was already well aware of that. Shortly, or in a moment. Which one is it? Be specific. I guess we talk to Manfred. Sup, bro? Today's trial should have ended in just 1 minute. Because the defendant was picked up by the security camera, correct? Exactly. The killer had the gall to say that he was only killed because he was instructed to do so. Even more outrageous is his claim that the case prosecutor, Bjorn Faraday, gave the order. Faraday is such much a fool. Such a fool. He's been cornered by his very own prey. Sir, are you an acquaintance of Miss Bjorn Faraday? He is a pathetic man who speaks nothing but nonsense. Nonsense. He once tried to explain to me a way of punishing those who cannot be brought to court. Those who cannot be brought to court. What is nonsense, for no man is above the law. Well, there's always a few exceptions. However, there is no reason to even deal with such individual. A prosecutor is a guardian of the court, one with no obligation to outside matters. Thus, there is no reason to deal with such individuals, I see. Edgeworth, disgracing yourself as Faraday will not be forgiven. Have no fear, I will not let you down, sir. In place of the accused, Prosecutor Bjorn Faraday, I'll prove the defendant guilty. The defendant's guilt. Very good. I've secured an hour of recess for you to prepare to do just that. Show them all the power of one karma. Today's trial. Wait, let me see my organizer. Nope, we do not have anything on us. Literally. Alright. So, have you achieved a firm understanding of the case? Nope, I have no fucking idea. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have memorized everything that is written down in the case files. Well then, explain the case to me. I want to see if you really know what you're talking about. Understood. A murder was committed on September 8th in front of the Cadopian embassy. The victim, Mr. Deadman, was a staff member of the embassy. The defendant in this case, Mr. Mackrell, was held for questioning the night of the incident as he was deemed suspicious. He was quickly placed under arrest for possession of the murder weapon, a gun. Furthermore, at the time of the murder, the great thief Yadagarasu had successfully infiltrated the Cadopian embassy as well. At first, Rel claimed that he himself was the Yadagarasu, but he did not kill Dead Man. Fucking hell. That's his name. I wonder what he expected to gain from such a desperate lie. It's possible that he wants to go down while in the spotlight if he is found guilty. There truly is no limit to people's inanity. But I digress. Continue, Edgeworth. Yes, sir. During the trial, the prosecution presented the security footage that captured the murder. The footage clearly showed Mr. Rel as the murderer. The act of Mr. Rel firing the gun could be clearly seen from the visitors' gallery. Upon seeing that, the defendant retracted his statement and admitted to the murder. Well, isn't this shit supposed to be over then? I did it because I was told to. By the real Yadagarasu, Bjorn Faraday. Well, does he have evidence that proves that claim? He can just say a random shit. That's some bullshit, man. That sounds about right. However, you've forgotten one thing. While this may appear to simply be the murder of Colombian embassy staff member, people are actually referring to it as the incident second to KG8 incident. The second KG8 incident. I'm very sorry, sir. I fear I failed to study hard enough. Very well. Even among the police, it's information that only a secret few are privy to. Could you please enlighten me, sir? Second KG8 incident. Sir, what do you mean by the second KG8 incident? In order for me to tell you that, you must first learn about the original case. What am I giving the Edgeworth accent? Please look at these documents. This is a 3-year-old newspaper. You have heard of the Amano Group scandal before, correct? See this file. Alright. Colombian embassy staff member Manny Cochin found not guilty. The victim, Miss Sesayu, a shadow over the Amano Group. It's his relation to the comedian, blah blah blah. Manny Cochin found not guilty. Alright. Yes, I have. The secretary of Ernest Amano, the Amano Group's director, was arrested under suspicion of smuggling. Correct. Senseyu was an employee of the Amano Group and the sole witness to the smuggling operation. It was she who brought the crime to light. However, Miss Yu was silenced before she could testify in court. Was an Colombian embassy staff member arrested for the murder? Yes. A Cadopian by the name of Manny Cochin was the suspect. However, due to lack of evidence, the case went unresolved. Lack of evidence. Huh. If only I was in charge of the case. I would have done everything in my power to prove his guilt. To make sure that all criminals are found guilty. My mentor really is dedicated. Faraday was the prosecutor on the case then, and he was as pathetic as ever. Mr. Faraday was in charge of the KG8 incident as well. That's right. And now, once again, the victim of a case you are currently assigned to was someone who was scheduled to testify against that smuggling organization. And just like last time, the victim was murdered right before he was to testify. You're catching on? The victim. That was Edgeworth talk plan. Okay. The victim was murdered just before his day in court against the smuggling organization. Events are occurring almost exactly the same way as they did in the KG8 incident. So that's why it is called the second KG8 incident. Yes. Yet there is no difference between the two incidents. What would that be? Oh man, I'm reading so awfully right now. The so-called noble thief that is spending everyone into an uproar. The great thief Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu. I better find out more. If it is true that the Yatagarasu showed up at the Caldopian embassy, what could he or she have been after? No doubt to steal my suspicious accounting records and release them publicly. Or, more likely, to steal secrets from the Caldopian embassy itself. Since the item that the Yatagarasu stole from there was sent to the police. What was it that the Yatagarasu sent to the police? I don't know the details. Anything related to the Yatagarasu is getting the top secret treatment. Still, I find it very ironic. By returning the stolen item to the police, it was proof positive that the Yatagarasu had infiltrated the embassy on the same day the staff member was killed. Criminals have a way of incriminating themselves, wouldn't you say? That would have to be the first time the Yatagarasu has left evidence behind, correct? Yes, indeed. If you wish to learn more about the Yatagarasu, then I suggest you ask Faraday. Mr. Faraday. He happens to be a prosecutor in charge of the Oyatagarasu case as well. He's the prosecutor in charge of both the KG8 incident and the Oyatagarasu case. Mr. Faraday really has a lot on his plate. It is Kay? What is it, little girl?
You're scary, mister.
Did you need something?
I want to trade these coins with you.
A mistful of dimes, quarters, and pennies. But it looks like you've exactly $1. Is this what you want? Oh my god, it is fucking K. That uniform is not child-friendly.
Thanks. That's exactly what I needed.
God. Nah, man. Yeah, that outfit is... Nah. Oh, God, society, what the fuck? Could that child be here to watch the trial? How disrespectful for a child like that to be running around inside the courthouse. Does no one have respect for this country's judicial system anymore? Up? Oh shit, looks like it's time. The paperwork for the prosecutor's substitution is complete. Why, you? Do you even know how much time there is left before the trial resumes? I'm sorry, sir. I can have you mopping up this courthouse instead of protecting it in an instant. It's no bother, sir. I'm being completely prepared could prove to be a perfect handicap for me. Not being completely prepared. A proud one you are. You had better collect the evidence from Faraday and prepare yourself. It's time for your debut, Edgeworth. Well, wasn't my first case the one with the girl, like Mia? Oh shit, we're prosecutor this time. Yeah, this is so cool. I get to prosecute. Just what is going on? Why isn't Faraday here yet? How is it possible that the defense is not prepared yet either? Bailiff, where is Mr. Faraday? I guess we aren't doing court battles. I'm not sure. I wasn't really paying attention. For fuck's sake. Oh god, the judge.
Yo, Judge.
Ah, you must be the one Mr. Von Karma recommended.
Yo, Judge. Yeah, he has a sprite.
I hear this will be your first trial. I look forward to seeing how you perform. Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Could you come to think of it, the other day with my grandson? God, is that a gunshot? Oh my god. Sir, it looks like the trial is about to resume. However, yes, it will be all but impossible to prove the witness a liar without the evidence from Faraday. What is that blasted buffoon up to? It's an emergency, sirs! Yo, Gumshoe. Silence! There shall be no yelling in the sacred hall of law. Bailiff, remove that man from his courtroom at once. Please, wait. You have to listen to me. There's an emergency. Defendant lobby number 2, Mr. Faraday and the defendant. The two of them. They're both dead, Your Honor. What? 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 What the fuck? September 10. Yep, looks like we ain't doing court battles after all. Fuck, you know. Oh, what should I give this guy? Stay back. Huh? No one's allowed in the crime scene, period. The fuck is that guy? Just who does this oddball think he is? This is becoming quite the hot spot. I'm she Mr. Real's defense attorney. Hey, hey you, no running in the hallway, pal. And who are you to tell me what to do? I'll never find out what's going on like this. It's time to some self-discourse. Jesus Christ. Justice. Ace Judge. Right. Let's talk to Gumshoe. And you are... Who? Me? Hey, pal. It's common courtesy to tell someone your name first before asking theirs. Ugh. Point taken. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I am a district prosecutor. A prosecutor? I've never seen you a prosecutor as young as you, pal. I've told you my name. Now would you mind telling me yours? Detective Dick Gumshoe. And just recently I achieved the dream of becoming a detective. More than a dream. It's what I was born to do. Wait, maybe I should check and make sure I'm not really in some crazy dream first. This detective is entirely too excited to be at the murder scene. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling me what you know about the incident? You know that I don't have to tell you anything, right? I know that, but it would behoove you to fill me on what you know. Gotta carry it. Ugh. Wow, you're good at prowling for such a youngster, aren't you? Well, anyway, Detective Bad is the one in charge. What the fuck is that name? Detective Bad. So, you're just gonna have to ask him for all the details, okay? As for me, I was guarding the door to defendant lobby number 2. Alright. So you were the guard detail. Did you notice anything strange while you were on duty? Well, I freaked out when I heard a gunshot and then I kind of froze. You're a detective and you missed the gunshot scared you that much. And again, I can hardly claim to know what it's like to hear one of them at close range. Then Detective Bad came running to the scene. They went into lobby number 2 together and both men were lying there dead. Is that everything? Yeah, that's it. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. Interesting. Other than the gunshot, he didn't hear a single sound of commotion. Oh. Serious testimonies. Was in hall on guard duty other than gunshot, didn't hear a sign of a struggle. Alright, let's talk to Detective Bad. Excuse me, but who are you? Detective Tyrell Bad. Homicide. That's not the voice I gave him. Homicide. I was informed that the situation came as quickly as possible. So, how did you arrive and inspect the body before me? Faraday requested for me to testify in the trial, plain and simple. Mr. Faraday requested that you be here. Crime scene. I've already contacted HQ about the situation. I've got nothing to say to you, kid. Kid. I'm Mr. Faraday's substitute in today's trial. Therefore, I insist that you update me on the situation. I can't back down here. I have the right to know. I have to know. Fuck, I don't know. Do I need to teach you a thing or two about how to talk to adults, kid? Is he threatening me? Oh, he is. Ugh! Is he going for his gun? What the it's just a mirror. How dare you trick me like that? But I thought it was a candy. Faraday was stabbed to death with some kind of blade, and he had a gun in his hand. The other man, a Mr. Mackrell, was shot and killed. He was found holding a bloody knife in his hand. Was there anyone else who went to the defendant's lobby number 2? Yeah, the big lug over there. His name's Gumshoe. It can't be Gumshoe, we all know. He's too stupid and too innocent for that. He was in charge of guarding the place. He's claiming that no one else entered the room. If that's the case, then they must have killed each other, correct? Maybe. Such impudence. This guy's really testing my patience. What trial witness? Was I not informed that you were going to testify in court? Homicides aren't my only gig. The Yadagarasa case is also one of my assignments. So you were called upon to comment on the Yadagarasu's characteristics in order to assess if Mr. Faraday was really the Yadagarasu or not. Well, well. Looks like you might just have a brain after all. And that head of yours, son. Son. I'm not your son, Pops. It's called a fucking... Jesus Christ, Edgeworth. Actually, present you some evidence. I haven't presented in a while. I'd like to ask you about this piece of evidence. Could you please pay attention? I'm listening, but I've got nothing to say. End of story. Very well. Why did you say that in the first place? Right, looks like he's got nothing to say. Talk to... This one's probably the murderer. Who knows? Everyone's suspicious as fuck, Bran. Do you have a minute? You know, I'm not really into talking to people I don't know. Especially at a time like this. Huh. I apologize for not introducing myself before bothering you. My name is Miles Edgeworth. I have to take Mr. Faraday's place in court. Edgeworth, huh? Never heard of you. So Faraday's substitute is a newbie, huh? I'll have you know, madame, that I studied under Manfred von Karma. Do not take me for some naive novice. Novice. God, he's laughing. Do not take me for some naive novice. God. For fuck's sake. So you're a student of Von Karma. I should have. Those clothes are a dead giveaway. Stop right there. These are some garments, the one who can possess the facts. I can also comment on your clothes, woman. That big-ass forehead, you fucking bitch. Thanks for the great laugh, but try not to make me laugh so much, okay? I wasn't trying to do anything of the sort. Just kidding. I was just goofing her. By the way, do you know who I am? My name is Callisto. Oh, no, she's somehow related to this case. Yeah, she's the murderer. Nope, she's the murderer. We all know she's the murderer. Yep, she is. And if you're telling the truth, then we were about to go head to head in court. Huh. But of course I have heard much of you, Miss Hugh. Miss Hugh. But of course I have heard much about you. You're a regular Shakespeare. Did I say something funny? Before I do that, I wanna fucking present this. Miss Hugh, what do you think about this piece of evidence? I said, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm interested in finding out what do you think about it. I don't really know all that much about it. I don't really know all much about it either. Sorry, guess I can't be of any service. I shouldn't push her too much. So just stop from laughing again. God, no. God, man, never judge a book by its cover. Oh, wait, you can present. You can't. Well, then, we all know this guy's dead as shit. Yaragarasu. This guy's also dead as shit. You got the judge profiles. I'd like you to update me on the situation. I don't really know anything. Why don't you try talking to those detectives over there? But they don't know shit either. If that's the case, then why are you here? God, I'm not. What's so funny? Is that the way you speak is so tactless? The person I was going against in court until only a little while ago was just murdered. It's not like I could go back into the courtroom pretending as though nothing happened. That's a good point. I apologize for asking you such an insensitive question. It's fine, don't worry about it. Alright. Miss you. There's someone here who wishes to see you. Who is it? You can open embassy staff member by the name of Manny Kochin. Alright. What's going on? That little bad misused moves just changed all of a sudden. Yeah, I guess it's that guy. Wait a second. Wasn't Manny Kochin? I'll be right there. It's so nice to see you again, Miss Yu. Why are you here? I have no desire to ever see you again. No, no. Actually, would you mind stepping outside for a brief chat? She's gonna be killed again. Oh, didn't get to read that one. But, Von Karma. It's been a long time. I knew you would show up. You usually do when the Baligrasu is involved, and I see this case as no exception. Do you know Detective Bad, sir? Yes. He's like an old bloodhound that never leaves the scene of a crime. If only he would get a promotion and move on. It's the crime scene where a detective's most useful and effective. It's not like I don't know that. Moving on though. Bad, the man just passed on. I just passed by. Was he not the suspect from the KG8 incident? So I was right. Just what is that man doing wandering around here? That Faraday, I can't believe he let such an easy catch get away, an imbecile. I would have proved him guilty in 3 minutes. Want Karma, I think you've said enough for now. It's in poor taste to speak like that about the departed. Very well. Back to the topic. I'm placing Edgeworth in charge of the investigation here. My god. Yeah. Ah, bro, it's child. Oh my god. It's child Von Karma. Oh, child Francisca. Papa, how can you place him in charge? Francisca, what are you doing here? I'm here for summer vacation. What else? God, your whips is so small, Jesus. Francisca Von Karma. So she is here on vacation from Germany. She's the daughter of Manfred Von Karma and a student of his, who's also junior to me. You're the one who's junior to me, and I thought you'd forget it.
You're not conveniently avoiding the bar examination, are you? Huh. If you were able to pass, then I'll have absolutely no trouble at all. I'll never allow myself to lose to you. Never. Why does you always have to be this competitive? Anyway, Papa, are you really assigning Miles Edgeworth to cover the case?
Yes, I am. Why do you ask?
Well, I'm close to becoming prosecutor myself, and I am 100% confident that I can do a better job than him.
Jesus Christ. That's just like Francisca. She has no problem bad-mouthing someone right in front of them. Bad. Yeah. These two will be conducting the investigation. What? You want me to let both these kids loose in the crime scene? Huh. This is the perfect opportunity for them to work on their prosecutional skills. A crime scene is not a place for children to be messing around in. I'm the one who is the authority over this crime scene, Bad. And I will not tolerate complaining. Ugh. Edgeworth, Francisca, I leave this case to the two of you. Understood, sir.
Yes, Papa.
Jesus. I'll go take care of the paperwork now. Remember, I'll accept nothing but a perfect report from the both of you. Do not disappoint me. Jesus. Hold on, Lord Karma. I still haven't agreed to this.
Miles Edgeworth.
It's been quite some time, Francisca.
This will be the perfect chance for us to see which of us is truly worthy of Von Karma name.
Does it kill you to at least, would it kill you to at least say hello?
Ugh, long time no see.
Very good.
Just because you became a prosecutor first doesn't mean you can act all proud.
She hasn't changed a bit.
Even 7 years in the past, she still has a whip. God damn it. Miles Edgeworth. As I was saying, we shall see which one of us is worthy of the Von Karma name.
For crying out loud, I've been reduced to a babysitter. It looks like Mr. Von Karma was successful in convincing the detective. He's just like him. He never fails. Now, I'd appreciate it if you could quickly run me through the facts, Detective Bad. You'd better off checking things out on your own. Very well. Seems like getting help from Detective Bad will be a really arduous task. This is the only real explanation to that kill each other simultaneously.
Miles Edgeworth, you should listen to someone until they are finished talking.
What are you talking about?
I'd only say it one more time. This is a competition to see who is truly worthy of the Von Karma name. Fuck's sake, you repeated that 3 times.
A competition.
The person that figures out the truth first wins.
Jesus. So the person who doesn't discover the truth is a dishonor to the name.
Exactly. I don't care that you become a prosecutor before me. I simply refuse to hear any more foolish things come from your foolishly foolish mouth.
Fine, whatever makes you happy.
Can I take that as you accepting my challenge?
Once again, whatever makes you happy.
Well then, let's begin the investigation, shall we? I'm going to find the perfect evidence and prettily present it like the professional I am.
Competing to discover the truth behind a crime. How delightfully childish. Bro, Bad literally looks like Gumshoe. But if Gumshoe was more serious.
Kid. Serves you right, Miles. He just called you a kid.
I said kids, kid.
How dare you call me a kid as well?
I'll do what I please, and I won't allow you to cause a ruckus on my crime scene. Hey, big guy, you're going to watch over these two.
Yes, sir. Detective Bat, sir.
Now do
Now do what I say from now on, kids, okay? You'd better not get in our way, Scruffy. You'll feel the butt of my whiff if you do. Ick. The new prosecutor boy. Let's get your investigation started already, alright?
great. Now even that detective is treating me like a child.
Alright, it's time to get investigating. Get a move on, prosecutor boy.
My name is Miles Edgeworth, and if you were to call me prosecutor boy one more time, it will be my duty as a prosecutor to look into your monthly salary.
What? And what will you do with my salary after you saw how much it was?
It's up to you now, isn't it?
Really? Sounds good, pal.
You're so naive. Begin investigation. Is it really nice writing some? Right. Detective Bad. May I have a word with you? What is it? It appears that both a knife and a gun were used as murder weapons. Yeah, it does. That leads us to our first question of the murder. Where did the man acquire these weapons? The gun was inside Faraday's bag. It was a piece of evidence that was presented in the trial earlier today. It was used to kill the Kobean embassy staff member, but I never heard anything about a knife. Mr. Rull is being held by the police. There's no way he could have brought it in. Which means it's possible that Faraday had the knife on him from the start as well. Could have been a piece of evidence that has yet to be presented. But then, why doesn't Detective Bad know about it? Wait, what if? It's possible that Miss Faraday brought the knife in under the guise of prosecutional evidence. He could have then brought it out and attacked Mr. Rell with it. Maybe you've got a brain in there after all, kid. Ugh! Is he going to treat me like a child forever? Looks like Mr. Faraday attacked Mr. Rell first, who then counterattacked. That's the only logical conclusion you can draw from a scene like this. Not yet. I feel that it's much too early to be drawing conclusions already. I must first find conclusive evidence, so as to ensure the honor of the Von Karman name. Alright. Let's get to investigating. Look, Miss Faraday fell on top of Mr. Rell. First glance, it seemed that they must have killed each other. However, using logic, the only logical conclusion is, aha! What was that outburst for? My detective instinct has just hit me real hard. It was Mr. Rell that fell first. See? You don't need a detective's instinct for that. It's common sense. But I suppose we won't know much more than that until I examine the bodies. What's this? Why are these plastic bags scattered all around? Those bags are for keeping evidence safe, pal. I know that much, detective. You sure are good at this stuff, aren't you, pal? Normally, I'd be happy when someone compliments me, but when it's this guy. Anyway, could these plastics bags be evidence of a fight? What the fucking blood, bro? Looks like Mr. Rell died with a knife in his hand. There's some blood stuck on it. When he must have used this as a weapon, yep, no doubt about it. Mr. Faraday carrying this in his personage. Did he bring this as a piece of evidence for the trial?
Or did he bring it with a very different intention in mind? I should jot some notes down about it. Alright, but the gun. Looks like Mr. Faraday died while holding the gun in his right hand. So, he shot Mr. Rail and then fell on top of him, while still gripping into the gun. I guess that does seem kind of strange, huh? I mean, why would Mr. Faraday know how to fire a gun? It's not exactly rocket science, even if I don't know how to pull a trigger. Even if I know how to pull a trigger. Although I doubt I'll ever need to use a gun. Use one. I hope I never have to fire a gun either, pal. But it sure does look like so cool to hold a gun on your hands. It appears that the police screening procedures need a thorough review. Anyway, I should jot down some notes about the handgun in Mr. Faraday's hand. His hand is all blacked down. See here, see? I wonder what this could be, it could be. Closely, this sponge pattern resembles an ink stain. Okay. An ink stain? Yes, I usually get ink on my own hand when I use my feather pen. A feather pen? I've never seen one before. Sure you aren't making it up, pal? Mr. Will's cause of death was from being shot, correct? That's what we think, but it's hard to tell with him lying face down. Death is bad enough, but with some truly lamentable that one could try to hide the truth. Are you sure that you were trying to hide something? That they were trying to hide something? I can't confirm Mr. Ross' cause of death with his body positioned like that. Detective Bad, I'd like to examine the bodies in further detail if possible. What's this? You're not able to perform a theory with them the way they are? I believe an examination of a body is vital to finding the perfect evidence, don't you? I suppose you have a point. Well, hurry up and get on with it. Labby. Yes, sir. We've taken enough photos on the scene, sir. There you have it. Do you not approve? Of course not. What? Investigation of a crime scene is the work of a detective, so don't touch a thing. Hey, big fella, turn over the bodies for me, will you? Okay. Please forgive me, Mr. Faraday, sir. Gumshoe. Do not get emotionally involved. Remember, you're a detective. Yes, sir. Understood, sir. God, did I read all those lines correctly? Jesus Christ. Alright. Alright. A stab wound. There's a knife wound in his chest. Right, see? I wonder if the wound matches the knife Mr. Rella's holding. Labby. Yes, sir. Verifying now, sir. Make it quick. From the look of things, one could deduce that the knife Mr. Rella is holding is what killed Mr. Faraday. What's this? There's something in his breast pocket. It's a fountain pen. Hey, you know I always keep a pencil behind my ear. Because Detective Bad is always telling me. You should always write your name and everything you own. Yeah, somehow you do strike me as quite a forgetful individual. Gun wound. Shot in the chest. Takes some guts to fire a gun in a courthouse. I mean, I've been a detective for a whole week and I still haven't fought a single round yet. There aren't any burn marks on his clothes. That must have meant... Wait. Burn marks. The ground grows very hot as well as it's discharged from a firearm. Therefore, burn marks are very easily left when a shot is fired from point-blank range. Ergo, Miss Rell must have been shot from at least a yard or two away. That's no burn marks. You sure know a bunch of neat stuff at your age, pal. Apparently, this detective has as much common knowledge as your everyday marsupial. Let us now try to understand how the two men died. First, Mr. Faraday took the gun and the knife out from today's trial evidence. Then he aimed the gun at Mr. Rell and fired. However, Miss Rell managed to grab the knife and counter Mr. Faraday while being shot. Then the two men fell together where they stood. That is my theory in any case. What a crazy way to go. Still, something about that explanation just doesn't seem right. I believe I now have a firmer grasp on what happened here. Alright, see your logic. The inconus and finding pain. Ah! Not splotch in Mr. Faraday's hand. I wonder if it might be an ink from his fountain pen. Oh, let's ask the lab guy. Detective Gumshoe. I confirm the substance on Mr. Faraday's friend is the ink from his fountain pen. I see. Good work. You know, I've always wanted to say that, even if it's just once in my life. Okay, I don't give a shit, Gumshoe. Mr. Faraday wrote with his fountain pen in his left hand. It's fair to assume that he was left-handed. It appears that Miss Faraday's pen is very important to our case as well. Okay, if you say so, pal. Oh, we're getting a shit ton of evidence fast. Alright, so we have at the moment. Let's examine again. So we have I guess we need to talk. Ha! I see. You figured something out. This is a competition, Miles. As much I'd appreciate it if you didn't talk to me. As you wish. Alright, let's talk to Detective Bad. Do you have any thoughts on the case? Faraday and Rell. It looks like they killed each other to me. Although, there are a few things that just don't seem right. And what would that be? Why don't you try thinking on your own first before you bother me, boy? Ugh. How I've been downgraded to just boy. Prosecutor boy to boy. Kid to boy, yeah. I just kinda got fucked, didn't I? Right. That's the only thing we know for right now. Alright. I'll be back in a split second. Get my audio back. There you go. How the hell were we? I don't know, I forgot. Alright, let's talk to Gumshoe. Investigation. I'm so excited, pal. This is my first real crime scene. Let's get investigating. Detective Gumshoe. I thought investigations were supposed to be conducted in a calm, collected manner. What do you know about how to run an investigation, little boy prosecutor? I know that is at very least I have a greater grasp than you of what happened here. Why you don't know any more than me, pal. Look, you just stay behind me, boy, and out of the way. Man, I can't imagine fucking the Gumshoe talking to Edgeworth like this. Ironic coming from the guy that's been stepped behind me the entire case. This is my first time setting foot inside the courthouse. Who would have thought I'd be for my first case as a detective? But I get the feeling I'll be coming here a lot more in the future.
You would come here a lot in the future, bro, after you meet Phoenix. As a suspect detective?
Ugh. Of course not, pal. Anyway, this lobby's actually pretty luxurious. I mean, for the defendant's lobby, sure got a pretty big TV. Oh, there's that tea set on the table over there. But you didn't know what I like to drink tea. Wow, this room really is decked out. If it means spending time in here, just being a suspect isn't much of a bad thing after all.
I'm beginning to suspect that leaving this detective in charge of anything might be bad. But he is right. The room is very well furnished. And somewhere in this room, the truth is slumbering. It's time to find it and give it a wake-up call. What do you mean tea? Oh wait, what the hell is this? There's some plastic bags stacked up on the table. There's a tea set too, but there doesn't seem to be any sign of disturbance.
Yeah, the table's all neat and tidy. Maybe they were super quiet in their scuffle. After all, I didn't hear anything from out here in the hallway.
Well, the plastic bags scattered on the floor are throwing us off. Well, we got our final piece of logic here. They're all clean because they were covered by the plastic bags. There's a very tiny pile of plastic bags on the table, and yet a portion of them wound out scattered on the floor as well. It's not likely that the ones on the floor were knocked over during a struggle, in which case, might as well be another explanation as how many they got there. Another reason. I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside of the bag is related somehow. Ugh, please get that blood away from me, pal. Detective Gumshoe, whose blood is on this bag?
Hold on, let me ask the lab guy.
Alright, please hurry.
Wait, till we get a load of this, pal. It's Mr. Faraday's. Oh, and the technician said they didn't find anything else on or in the bag either.
It would appear that this bag's a very important piece of evidence.
Okay, if you say so. I leave it to your hands, pal.
Right. Yeah, the blood. This blood here is from Mr. Faraday, but there are no other clues to be found. Which begs the question, do I need to put this bag inside another bag in order to preserve it as evidence? That is a cool fucking thing to say. Alright, this pen. Oh, shit. It seems Mr. Faraday was in the habit of using very nice fountain pens.
That's the total opposite of me. I get these things at all. I don't get these things at all.
Well, I think the pencil behind your ear suits you just fine.
Really? You think so, pal? Man, I knew it was worth some.
That wasn't exactly a compliment, detective. There's no more ink. Actually, I don't know how fountain pens. Ah, these are the ones you dip, right? Yeah. This looks like a quality numb. Numb? What? What did I just say?
Oh, hey, let me test it out, pal. Oh, this is really... Ah, I got ink all over my head.
Detective Gumshoe, don't ever play with evidence like that again. Alright. I got nothing. Yeah, we got nothing there. Crime scene. Crime scene. Victim: Ben Faraday Macrell. Time of death: September 10, approximately 4 p.m. Discovered immediately after a gunshot was heard. So they never heard the struggle. Detective Bad. Do you have any thoughts on the case? Faraday and Rel. They look like they killed each other to me, although there are a few things that just don't seem right. Yeah, we heard this shit already. Downgraded the Just Boy. Right. Alright, we already heard this as well. Right, I'm guessing we're gonna need to talk to our homie. My pal. Present some evidence to our homie here. Nah, man, Detective Gumshoe's a stupid bitch. Yep, unhelpful as ever. Fine pen. So, that's what Mr. Faraday used to write with. It's a completely different league from my 9.95 ballpoint pen. It looks to be well used. Yeah, he probably used it as a lot of work. I heard that he was really passionate about his job. I just can't believe he died like this. Poor guy. As for why he died, I suppose we'll find that out once we solve this case. Alright. Now, what else can we investigate? This is the bag. Some stuff in the bag, blah blah blah. That'd be that. I suppose this was Mr. Faraday's bag. It's probably the trial evidence I was supposed to collect from him. This is the evidence? Ugh, I better not touch it. I'll leave the prints on it. Do you just not pay attention to anything with you? Alright, what else? The tea set. Some plastic bags, blah 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 blah. These plastic bags have all wrong. Those bags are for keeping evidence safe, pal. Yeah, we already heard that. Plan. Those decorative plant phones are quite nice. It's actually soothing to be around it. Perhaps I should purchase one for my room. TV. Whoa! Huh. What is it, Detective Gumshoe? My TV at home is so tiny compared to this one, pal. Then perhaps you should purchase a more normal-sized television, like this one. Let me see here. Wow. This thing is so huge. Whoa! Way too noisy. You're the noisy one, Scruffy. Don't touch it. You'd get your fingerprints all over it. But, I didn't touch it. Preservation is the crime scene of this foundation. Of detective work. The foundation, huh? Sounds like something the rookie here needs to shore up on. TV has been left on. Why are you looking at me like that? It wasn't me. I didn't touch it. Anything. Gumshoe, you should know what will happen if you touch something again. Right. Right. I won't touch anything. I won't even go anywhere near the TV, sir. And you, get back from your investigation. Get back to your investigation, alright? I was planning to do so anyway. Alright. I already heard this. Alright. The window was open, and there's a fresh flowery scent in the air. The flowers in the garden down there are so gross and ghastly. You think maybe you could try offering something useful for a change? Or at least there's no way someone could escape from this window, pal.
and wake up and smells after a fall from the third floor. Are you witfully ignoring the fact that there are also iron bars in the windows? Yeah, I guess there's that, too. Either way, I want to get through these windows, right? They thought of everything when they were designing this courthouse. Very nice. I guess there's not much left to investigate, huh? They really did kill each other. No, we can't conclude that quite yet. There's still something I found very peculiar here. A theory that they simply killed one another is too simplistic in this case. In fact, there's actually a contradiction that shows there is another possibility. No way, pal. Really? I suppose I'll just have to show you the conflict of this crime scene. Alright. Farrad is holding a gun in his right hand. Mr. Rod got blown away, right? Will that be your answer? Yes, sir. Ballistic markings do not match the gun. Ballistic markings are, the figurative fingerprints a gun leaves on a bullet when fired. Every gun leaves its own unique ballistic markings. Therefore, by looking at the markings on the bullet, you can know which gun it came from. Oh, that's it. Oh, of course. Everyone knew that from the start, pal. Maybe you should be better off going back to the academy. Ugh, come on, sir. Give me some slack, will you? So the bullet that was fired from this gun is what killed Mr. Rell. God damn. Right. Oh, that's not it. Yeah. Yeah, young prosecutor is wrong. Seven. There's a knife in his chest here. I wonder if the knife is on lobby. Yes, sir. Verifying now, sir. Make it quick. When I look for things, one could deduce that the knife was... the guy's left-handed, right? Yeah. Gun. Now we come face to face with the contradiction I spoke of, and it is this. Mr. Faraday used his left hand to write with his fountain pen. Ergo, he is left-handed, and yet the handgun is in his right hand. Don't you find it odd that the left-handed Mr. Faraday would hold a gun in his right hand? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the great contradiction haunting this crime scene. Hey, you're right, pal, and it seemed kind of strange, but how could something like that happen? Facts add up to one conclusion and one alone.
Someone else put the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand after he died. Someone else, sir. Plastic bags scattered on the floor and a gun in the wrong hand. I sense the presence of a shadowy figure behind this case. A person of vile intent who is serious about keeping the truth from us. September 10th, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Here's the autopsy report.
It's probable that Mr. Rell survived from a short time after he was shot. However, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously from his stabbing. Interesting. Looks like we now know everything we need to know about this case.
Are you sure we know everything?
Of course, the incident began with Mr. Faraday attempting to get his revenge. The prosecutor went into a rage from being accused and tried to kill the defendant, but the defendant fought back and they ended up killing each other. It's all very clear and simple. There's absolutely no margin for doubt.
Do you really believe that to be the truth?
Huh. Are you saying that just was because I figured out the truth before you? That you don't want to believe it's true?
Ugh.
It's alright if you disagree with my argument, then prove me wrong. Well, if there are any contradiction to be found, that is.
Don't worry, I will. What happened?
Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, while Mr. Rell survived for a short time. From this, it is obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he was shot.
Oh, okay.
It's obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Rell. And Mr. Rell, while on the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. Those are the facts of this case.
Well, the motherfucker died. Why would the guy stab him again? Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, therefore he must have attacked first, proving that logic is to be false. This is probably the fastest way to show her that she's wrong. In that case, I should first put holes in her theory. Alright. So Faraday death is a sin, let Mr. Russ survive. Time. From this, it is obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Rell. Uh, it's the autopsy report. Right here. The fuck, man? First of all, Faraday's up top Rel. Second of all, he died, so why would Rel stab him? How the fuck do I present that? Maybe I'll just press. Alright. So you believe that the dying Mr. Rel stole the knife from Mr. Faraday?
Mr. Rell became desperate as he did not want to die. Human beings can do amazing things when they are put to the test. So, the two men struggled, and in the end, Mr. Rell was able to grab the knife and stab Mr. Faraday. The messy condition of his room is just a testament to their own struggle. Yes, my logic is perfectly sound. No, it's so shit, bro.
Can you really say that it's perfect?
What are you insinuating?
Nothing. However, I can't let you say that slide by without further inquiry. One must be clear and precise, so if you could please amend the statement to your testimony.
Fine.
They struggled and Mr. Rownley used the length of his strength to counter attack. He died instantly.
Yo, what the fuck, Edgeworth? Why can't you present properly?
God damn it. I'm stressed.
Right.
Ah, this one. Yeah. If the two men were fighting, their struggle would have surely caused quite a bit of noise. However, Detective Gunphy testified that he heard absolutely nothing. There's too much faith in that detective's testimony, you know?
But for the sake of argument, let's say there wasn't a fight. Then, how then did Mr. Rell get his hands on that knife?
Mr. Faraday's bag was sitting right here in lobby number 2. It's not hard to imagine that perhaps Mr. Rell saw a chance and took it out at some point.
So, what you're saying is this. Mr. Rell took a chance when he saw the opportunity and took the knife from the bag. And then Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Rell after being stabbed.
Isn't there something strange in Francisca's statement right now? Something is off. Something doesn't add up.
Oh, really?
Simply not possible for Miss Faraday to have shot Mr. Rell after being stabbed, because his death was instantaneous. According to the coroner's report, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, meaning that he died immediately upon being stabbed by the knife. Ergo, he could not have possibly have fired a gun after that.
Oh, you got me.
But of course...
Well then, if the report is correct, then there's only one correct explanation. If we suppose that Mr. Rell attacked first, then Mr. Faraday, who died instantaneously, could have been unable to kill Mr. Rell. Therefore, Mr. Rell must have stabbed Mr. Faraday after he was shot. Then they both died. That is the only explanation that makes logical sense.
There's another contradiction there. Negating your opponent's ideas in order to prove your own theory. I see you've been studying Francisca.
I just wanted to explain it to you as simple as possible, before you foolishly propose a foolish theory that only a foolish fool like you could.
How naive of you to believe that only your opinions are valid, and still expect to discover the truth that the crime scene offers you. Francisca, you've still got a ways to go.
What are you talking about? Are you saying there's a flaw in my logic?
Mr. Faraday died instantly, and the fact that he did is what gives the rise to the contradiction in the scene. The contradiction here, this crime scene is... Yep. Let me get this straight. What you are arguing is this. Mr. Faraday took a gun from his evidence bag and shot Mr. Ralph. Then the one that Mr. Ralph found an opportunity to take the knife and strike back. Upon being stabbed, Mr. Faraday died on the spot, and Mr. Ralph died thereafter. If that's the case, then how do you explain this? Take a good look at the order in which the bodies are piled.
No!
Mr. Faraday's body is lying on top of Mr. Ralph's, therefore...
Mr. Rell must have died before Mr. Faraday. Impossible! Yes, I agree that it seemed strange, but the angle you punch it from, which means that the real mystery behind this crime scene. No, not so fast, Miles Edgeworth. What now? I simply think that you ought to think a bit more outside the box. And that's even more clear now that the incident started with Mr. Faraday's murderous intent. What? She sure bounced back quickly. An explanation won't be enough this time. I'm going to take some very decisive evidence to prove her wrong. It was just a chance that Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Rell. The two bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. It really doesn't matter in the slightest that they fell in opposite order. I just know that Princess' explanation isn't obviously correct. All I have to do is find a hole in her logic. Once I do, I can open her present. I can then present her with the evidence that proves the contradiction. Alright. It's just a chance that Mr. Friday's plan fell into 10, two bodies fell into a pile, which means that they attacked each other at the same time. Attacked each other at the same time. Yeah, that's it. What the fuck, man? What's that wrong? I guess we need to press her again. Alright. What do you mean by they attack each other at the same time? I said Mr. Faraday had two different weapons in his hands. He made to attack Mr. Rell while holding both a knife and a revolver, and then, after Mr. Faraday fired the gun, Mr. Rell grabbed the knife and as he was falling, and stabbed Mr. Faraday. That is how Mr. Rell wound up at the bottom with Mr. Faraday on top. At close range, that is more than possible. Yes, it's possible, but, well, if you have only other ideas, show me what you've got. Oh, I will. And at that extent, I'd like you to amend that you said in your testimony. I don't see any point to that, but as you please. The fact indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. Nope. Okay, that's obvious. The markings. Yeah, there you go. So you believe that they killed each other at close range? Sorry, but that's impossible. Just as it is written in the crime scene notes, the firing of the handgun did not leave a gunpowder burn on Mr. Rell's clothes. Therefore, Mr. Rell and the gun must have been separated by a distance of at least 2 or 3 yards. Ah! Yes, this is by far the biggest contradiction. The two bodies are piled up on each other, yet the gun was fired from a distance. And with there being no chance with Mr. Rell moved that far from being shot, that leaves only one possible explanation. What a completely foolish line on a foolish thought from a thoroughly foolish fool. If I'm not right, then who was it that made the first move with the intent to kill, huh? Who? The person that attacked first with murderous intent, that would be...
Neither man. Here in this room, contradictions appear no matter which man we claim attacked first. Thus, there can only be one explanation. There was a third person here.
Ah!
It was the third person who killed both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell, and set their bodies up to make it look like a double murder. That third person is the real culprit.
Miles Edgeworth, there's just one thing you're missing.
Evidence, correct?
Exactly. Everything you've said up until now is nothing but a story played out in your head. However, this is where the real test begins. Can you prove that there was a third person involved in this crime scene? This crime?
Of course. If a third person was truly here, that fact could result in a glaring contradiction. The proof that this was all been set up made to look like they killed each other. Now presented and laid bare and final piece of puzzle, and not yet in place. What is the piece of evidence that proves there is a third person involved? The fuck, I don't fucking know. Third person involved, third person involved, So this killed, these are, fountain pen. So, guess this. The gun in Mr. Faraday's hand and the plastic bag with its blood on it. The two items point to the presence of a third person. How so? Recall Detective Gumshoe's testimony. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. If there wasn't a struggle in this room, then there shouldn't be any plastic bags on there shouldn't be any plastic grounds on the bags on the ground, meaning that someone else must have deliberately scattered them around. Even I didn't get that. Do you not see the possibility in this, disregarding the gun for a moment? There's a high probability of blood splatter when a knife is used on a person. If the culprit held the knife with a plastic bag around it, they could use the bag to catch any blood splatter from which they withdrew the blood. When, by spreading a few more plastic bags around, mixing the bloody one in with them, and arranging the room to make it look like there was a struggle between the two, they were able to conceal their presence.
Ah!
Looks like we've still got a long way to go in this investigation. Yes. The fuck? No, just the judge.
What's up with you, pal? Mr. Bad, I advise you place Detective Gumshoe under arrest. What?
What's the meaning of this?
Huh. Looks like you're not man enough to discipline your own subordinates.
Don't you dare.
That detective claims he was there standing in front of the door the entire time. But I have it on good authority that it was all a giant lie.
What's your evidence?
Monsieur, I ask that you please explain that last statement. I'll let His Honor explain it himself.
Hey, I saw it with my very own eyes, I tell you. During the recess, there was a period of time when there was no one in the hallway.
What? See, Mr. Bad? So I ask you, why would a detective who was supposedly doing his job the whole time want to fabricate such a lie?
Gumshoe, did you kill Faraday?
No! Of course not, sir. It would appear that the one who set this whole crime scene up is that detective. which basically renders his testimony a complete lie, the whole event valid. It looks like your perfect logic has just come tumbling down, Miles. I was in the hallway the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. Was that statement really a lie? It wasn't. Detective Gumshoe, you're now a suspect in the murder of 2 men. Now, split up the truth, or so help me. Spit out the truth. I haven't lied to anyone, sir. Honest. I really was really there. I was in the hallway the whole time.
Detective Bad, I ask that you please do not act without my permission. After all, I am the one that is heading up this investigation, am I not? Don't talk like you know what's going on, boy. All I want is that this investigation's run perfectly.
Perfection is the only wish of a disciple of divine karma, after all.
Therefore, before you take Detective Gumshoe into custody, I'd like to set the record straight on something. And what's that? What should I ask Detective Gumshoe about? Detective Gumshoe, I take it that no one else was in that hallway at any time, correct? Huh. Oh, of course not, pal. You're not being awfully defensive. Might you be hiding something from me?
Watch your mouth, pal. You can't go around saying stuff like that around me without any evidence.
I suppose you're right. I have no evidence at this point.
Miles Edgeworth, how can you be losing a battle with wits with this detective? You're a disgrace.
Ugh! Maybe I should ask about something else. Detective Gumshoe, why were you missing from the hallway for a span of time?
Look, pal, like I said, I was there the whole time, okay?
But there is testimony against you that...
Miles Edgeworth, why are you wasting our time with a completely useless question? The only logical reason is he was absent that I was committing the crime. Anyone that says otherwise is a fool.
Ugh! Maybe I should ask about something else. It's the motive, okay? I suppose the one thing I'd like clarified is Detective Gumshoe's motive for committing this crime. Motive, huh? Gumshoe. You got a grudge against Faraday or anything?
No, sir, not me. Not a single bad feeling against Mr. Faraday, sir.
Is that a fact?
You really have a problem with lying, don't you, Detective Gumshoe? I'm telling you, I am not lying. The more natural you act, the more suspicious you become, you know? If you want to motive Edgeworth, I have one for you right here. If you want to motive Edgeworth, I have one for you right here. Okay.
Could you please share it with us? However, be forewarned that I won't hesitate to object to flights of fancy, because all I'm interested in is the perfect explanation. Well, yeah, I'm not fucking doing that. You're serious, aren't you? Fine.
You amuse me, so I'll humor you with a little contra practice.
Fuck's sake. Here we go. Gumshoe's motive.
It was about a week ago. I saw the detective get chewed out by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. He stood there super pale as Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's a cut, that's a salary cut for you, you nitwit." A brand new detective suddenly getting his salary cut, that's reason enough for a grudge. Well, that's what's a perfect explanation exam. You totally misunderstood me, pal. No matter how mad I get, I could never have hold a grudge.
So it did happen. Quiet. You can't trust anything you say. We can't trust anything you say. Sir, there's nothing wrong with the motive she proposed per se, but there are some gaps in her logic that need to be filled in. This is perfect explanation. May not be so perfect after all. Alright. Hmm. You stood there watching this unfold in front of you. Yeah, I have to say it was really enjoyable too. But that's why when I saw Detective Gumshoe earlier, I knew to steer clear of him. No way. I thought it was because I had something stuck in my face. Jesus Christ. But you do. Huh? What I got stuck on my face? Start with your eyes, nose, and mouth. Oh, and those ridiculous eyebrows. Huh? Oh man, messing with your head is just too much fun. Monsieur, if you don't mind, I'd like to return to our testimony now. Sure, why not? To get a new detective's salary right off the bat like that. I'm not really familiar with the way you guys relate, but is that a common practice? Speaking of cutting my salary, did you threaten to do that to me earlier too? Yeah, I kinda did. I suppose I did. Yeah. It's only natural to cut a worthless detective's salary down to their actual work. Shit. Get burned, bro. My father can even fire anyone, new or old, with a snap of his fingers. I think maybe there's a reason for the detectives to hate you people. Well, I guess they really are gonna cut people's pay. That's too bad. Don't tell me your Mr. Von Karmas cut your salary earlier. But what would it be? I have too less evidence for this shit. Ugh. I see. First, I'm just gonna double bubble after. Alright. Call explanation perfect. It's not to your liking. Unfortunately for you, it's just not up to my standards. Oh, is there something you want me to clarify in that case? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Oh yeah. I'm gonna clear this one up to me. I understand Detective Gumshoe's potential motive for killing Mr. Faraday. However, what about his motive for killing Mr. Rao? His motive for killing Mr. Rao? Like I would know. If there was no clear motive for both the murders, then I doubt this incident could have occurred, when you agree. Is there anything else who might have been in a grudge against either of the two men? Or should we look into that ourselves? Oh, in that case, I have absolutely no idea. What? That's impossible. She must know something. Jesus Christ, I can't with her, bro. She keeps laughing. Can you please not glare at me like that? It makes me laugh. Ugh! I didn't even do anything and you're already laughing away. Well, anyway, the way I see it, as long as he was a motive to kill one of the two, this crime could have played out the way it did anyway. Oh. Would you care to explain your logic?
And this time, please try to provide a truly perfect explanation. Perfect is perfect that. Stop being so uptight, or is that a risk one trade for being about karma? Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you shut this rude woman up. I wish you'd both be quiet for just 1 second. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to explain it to you kids. Right. I want to kill the men. There's no one out there with a motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. If you really have to establish that it is that someone had a grudge against one of the two men. Mr. Rell had happened to be there, became a witness to Mr. Faraday's murder, therefore he was killed out of necessity set up to look like they had killed each other. I wonder if that's really true. Is there no one out there with a grudge against both men? I've taken another hard look at the evidence for this morning's case. And second KGA incident, as people are calling it, involving two embassy staff member, and two men are both wound up suspects in the case. If there's someone else I'm overlooking who's some related to them. Yeah, it's her. She's related to the victim on the KGA, so. Nah, bro. There is. It's you, Mr. Defense Lawyer. Mr. Yu, I believe there is someone who is overlooked in making a statement. Or rather, is it because you'd rather not bring this person up? What do you mean? We are looking for someone with a reason to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. I can think of at least one person that fits the bill. He was the suspect in the original KGA incident, and a member of the Covenant Embassy staff, Mr. Manny Cochin. That's right, the very man who came to visit you earlier, out in the hallway. I said, it's her. It's the dude, not her. The man who killed the member of the Colombian embassy staff, Mr. Rell. And the man who was the lead prosecutor in the KGA incident, Mr. Faraday. Are you telling me that Mr. Cochin had no reason at all to kill both of these men? Well, I suppose he might have a reason for two. Or two. You come for me, pal? Maybe you're not such a bad guy after all. Don't get ahead of yourself. You're still a suspect. Make no mistake about that. The perfect evidence, the perfect testimony. These are the only things I wish to hold. But I didn't do it. You will stay under my authority and go investigate Mr. Money Cochin for me. And remember, I will not be very forgiving should any of you want to investigate Cochin. You'd just be wasting your time. And why is that? Cochin was up in the viewing gallery watching the trial, or so I was told so. Every cop in this place was keeping an eye on the guy since he arrived. Then the only real suspect we have is still Detective Gumshoe. I suppose so. No way, come on, Detective Bad. You gotta believe me, sir. I really wasn't that hallway the whole time, sir. I never took a single step into this room, sir. Okay, then are you saying there was someone else who passed through the hallway? Hey, no. There was no one else, sir. Then, why should I believe you didn't do it? That is one incredibly foolish detective, standing right in front of a crime scene all by himself. It's as good as a confession of guilt. I have to admit it's a bit strange. Most criminals will be fabricate some sort of lie to lie, skip their blah blah blah. And if the detective really wanted to prove that he is innocent, you'd think he would at least offer up I spaced out while on duty, or the like. Come on, Gumshoe. Time for your interrogation.
poor Gumshoe, bro. Detective Bird. Oh, there they are. Bro, I'm so not used to seeing the judge like this.
Miles Edgeworth, I will go ahead and report this to Papa.
And that is they say that, right, everyone? Ho ho ho. Well, that's that. Well, I suppose we should go back to getting back to our real jobs now, huh? Before we do, Mr. Yu, there's something I'd like to speak with you about.
What is it?
God, still not over.
Fuck. No. No! No, please! Stop it with the long fucking conversation.
Oh my god. Alright, talk.
So, what did you want to ask me about?
Alright, let me. Good incident.
The current case of a murdered Colombian embassy staff member. I heard that people began calling it the second QGA incident, only among you law enforcement types. And what about it? I'd like for you to tell me everything you know about the original KGA incident. I'm afraid I can't help you. I don't know anything beyond what is reported in the papers. No, I believe you know much more, since you were directly tied to the KGA incident. I appreciate it if you stop with the false accusations. These outbursts are useless, both inside and outside the courtroom, don't you know?
I do. But I also know that I do have a leg and stand up here. What did I just say?
Then you can stop making that ultra serious face in front of me?
Ugh!
If you could please stop laughing just for 1 second. I'm not going to make any headway like this. I'm going to have to show her exactly how related the KG incident and KG incident she is. Present papers. Monsieur, I believe that I have proof of your connection to the KG8 incident. That file is your proof? Very well then. Why don't you tell me exactly how I'm related to the KG8 incident? Thus, through the victim. Your connection to the KG8 incident is through the victim. The victim's name is KKU. You will know that she has the same last name as you. You really still tell me with a straight face that you are not related to this case. Sorry, but we're not related. Ugh! Just kidding. You asked that question with such a serious look in your face that I can't help but...
I'm not laughing that, bro.
Monsieur, I ask that you please tell me the truth. Alright, I'll tell you everything I know. As you guessed, the one who reported the smuggling activities of the Amano group was my sister, Kekeyu, as I thought, and she was killed right before she was about to testify in the impeding trial by Manny Kochin. But because he was tried once and was acquitted, he gets to live out the rest of his life country life completely carefree, all because of a lack of evidence. So I heard that the evidence to convict him did exist. What? I heard it from Mr. Faraday himself after Mr. Coach's trial was over. Apparently, a man in black put it off the most important piece of evidence.
The fucking Yadagarasu. Then the evidence had been tampered with.
Isn't it just like a criminal to do something like that? The smuggling ring between run out in the Amano group, but one of these secretaries. They bailed Mr. Coach and now it turned out that they were in the league with each other all along. How big was the smuggling ring? Was it a large operation? I don't really know, which is why I wanted to become the lead the lead defense on this case that people are calling the second KG8 incident. But I haven't learned anything new at all. I was probably expecting too much, I know. You mean to think this case was nothing to do with the smuggling ring? I don't know what to think.
Right. Manny Kelchin. What does this guy have to do?
Why did Mr. Cochin want to meet with you earlier? Actually, he came to watch the trial. Apparently, he found out that I was the defense lawyer in this case after he'd arrived. He feared he should say hi, and one more thing. Looks like you couldn't resolve anything with this time either. Too bad.
What's that supposed to mean?
Oh boy, stop with the scared face already. I'm fine, really. I gave him a good slap across the face.
But when she talks about slapping and she laughs, it's kind of creepy.
But it's just as Mr. Bat said. He's not related to the double murder. I asked around. The people in the gallery claimed that he was in his seat the entire time, talking about cruel fate. Well, this is about all I know. Huh, sorry. Guess I wasn't much help, huh?
Yeah, you weren't. That's not true. Fuck off, Edgeworth. She didn't say shit. Sorry I made you recall such a painful time in your life.
Edgeworth, you really are too serious for your own good. You really need to learn to relax. You shouldn't want to die of stress, would we?
Thank you for the advice, but there's no need to worry. I work in my own way, and I will catch this criminal in my own way as well. You'll see.
Look at you with your own game face, ready to go.
I'm making no such face.
Did you know? Laughter is the best medicine, Mr. Edgeworth.
Don't you get tired of making such a serious face at all the time? I'm charged with making sure that all the criminals of this world are found guilty. I have no need for laughter.
There you go, making that face again. Oh well. I've got to get going. I still have a few loose ends I need to tie up.
Okay. Now that I think about it, I really don't have a suspect on my own. They're making us think Money Cochin is the main dude, but I don't believe it. Someone else is behind it. I'm not really sure which one now. The KG8 incident and this murder investigation. It is my belief that these two cases are related to each other somehow. Plus that Detective Gumshoe. It's obvious he's lying, even though the lie is hurting his chances. Clearly, this case is far from over. But whenever or not that detective is the murderer can only be determined once I've completed my investigation, my perfect investigation. Mr. Von Karma, I swear to uphold your honorable name, or my name is Miles Edgeworth. Jesus Christ. Perfect.